start to the today videos. Okay, before we have to make a detail page, right? Like this. So I have seen something here. Okay, I will explain you, but what I have changed here. So that time told you, like there is we have a lots of variations, right? Like color and size. So we have changed the color and the size. Small and red and small combination is 200 price, and black and small also 200 price, but black and small large is 300 price, right? So red and large is 200 price. It is selected, right? Both are selected, but we have to reload this page. That time we are going to the automatically selected these options. Okay, that option, before we have to forget it, then we have to pass here which options has been selected. That's we have to use in the URL. Okay, that's some logic I have changes here, so I will explain to you, because uh, let's see, go to the e-commerce product detail page, right? So I have the variations type interfaces. Okay, because it's for easy. Variation options id name images, variation type have id name image and options, and variation have id variation and quantity and prices, and product detail props is a product information, and this option is getting from the this URL which is passed through before in controller already, right? If you go to your detail page, there is a request options, right? This is in the list. So that one I have changes, and I am checking the array equals number. Okay, and then image shape URL I am getting. Okay, object from the image and placeholder images. If image URL have to call back, and then in string, and any object from the large, I have large string in the large fallback, or fallback is this one, right? So I am making this fallback image. If there is no images, I am sending the placeholder image like this. And then go to the product detail. I am passing product and product options and related products from the props, and active images per quantity, this one already selected. Option I am now is selected, variation options, and initialized state is false, right? So URL is use props, we have to define, and the form is this one, use form. Okay, and get option IDs map is options, and then option map is filtering. This option map we have to, this function is option ID mapping, and use memo for image we have to already selected. Image have images, we have to filter from the here. Okay, so if you see this logic, options, option key hides length, then we have to images, then we have to pass in the image list. So image list we have to define. If there is no image, getting from the images, and this one. Okay, I think we have to define this image from backend later, and then compute product prices. Okay, variation prices, we have to get which variation is selected. That variation option we have to get it. This option variation price we have to checking this is. Okay, and getting the variation IDs, if variation IDs in array in equal, and then return this variation matching variation, and matching variation price, and matching variation quantity, and matching variations we have to getting. Then we have to variation type the options selected from the URL, that is the main function we have changed. Okay, so variation type length and initial is initialize is not true, then we are going to the under the variation option is empty assign, and variation type option we have to looping, and variation type have each option length is greater than 0, we have to getting the variation option IDs, right, from the variation types. This variation types options is we are getting from the this type id from the url. If variation type option id is exist in the url, then we are getting the variation type options and selected options from this variation url option, like url getting three type variation type have a 17 no 18, and same on the four variation type have a 20 options. Means we are getting this option ids, right? This selector option we are getting the variation id 2. This two variation id of option id is 20, selected option id is 20, right? So variation option have this type id getting the 2, passing this get the 29. So this 29 exists and this number is a string in the url, that's why I am converting in the number. And selected option get, if selected option have, we have to this 2 id pass this 29, and that will be automatically selected. If not, then we have to pass type id is equal to variation type id of the option id 0, and if not selected also we have to this one. Okay, that is the conditions. And this selected option we have to pass, and is initialized is true. And then we, if we change variation types, product variation types, and if options are initialized is changed, we have to this use effect hook is initialized. And then selected option length is greater or initialized true, then form data is set this in the while add to cart later need. Okay, this option change quantity change and a discount. And the handle selected option, after clicking on this option we have to already define this one, right? And then one more thing we have to pass here, new url href and the new url origin url plus location origin plus new url. This new url is split from the what section, and source parameters is getting from the url, and this to the new url passed to the route, right? So that mean we have to click on here, it will be passed to the route, right? So after changing we are passing this one. And breadcrumbs is fine, this image url design is fine, this image thumbnail is fine, product information is as it is, and this price stock is same, price variation is the same, quantity selector is the same. Okay, and or is the button, yes, no, here is a type option is selected option id is equals to this option id is selected, then we have to pass the color blue or this one, right? So this one, and action buttons and additional sections, and then share links, no need now. This is a description already you have, we have this one, and this everything we have to now find. Okay, I will push this code in the github, you can check and you can read this code how will be logic. You have to console log, break down the code, and you can understand. If you any queries you can ask me, I will give you. Okay, let's go to the now one service, card service. Okay, that mean let's make two cars sections, and then let's make further car service, right? We have to creating a before car service class only. So let's create this class. First of all we need to private array is equals to cast no dollar ch d cast card items. Okay, items, that is will be null. and another variable we need to private array constant cookie name is equals to cart items. Okay, and another we need to constant cookie lifetime is also 60 into 24 into 365, right? So this is lifetime, and let make one public function add to card. Okay, public function add item card, add item card. Okay, that time we need to product and integer quantity is equals to 1 and options. Okay, and array option IDs equal to empty array. Okay, as variation, for variation we need to option IDs. This is product. Let's import product. Use first of all we need to name space app service, then use app models product. Okay, so here we need to make if not option IDs, option ID not, then get to option IDs equals to product get first option map. Okay, let's see the first option map. We have to first option map is equal to variation type map with keys type equals to type and option ID is 0 of ID getting, right? Like this. First of all type ID and this is option ID in the array. We have to getting the same while detail page we are getting the option IDs. You will see option IDs. Okay, I will show you how. Go to controller, if you did and request options, right? If you see, you will get type ID option ID, type ID option ID, that one. Okay, so we are getting in the same format from the here type ID option ID. So let's go to the first. If no option IDs, that mean empty, then go to the option IDs, right? Then price, we have to get product get price for the first options, price per options. Okay, this one, and we need to pass option IDs. That means it will be return price for options ID. We are getting the array values, sorting options, JSON strings variation types a, and option IDs, and variation ID is the variation price is null, not null, then variation price, otherwise product price or product price direct sent. Okay, that is the product price. So another is, let's check if auth from the facade check. Okay, if auth user is check, then card get from the shape to the database. Okay, and else shape to the cookie. So let's create a card model. PSP addition make model card minus m. Okay, let's open this card. So card have, let's create this migration, card migration. Cards, right? So what we have to use in the cards item, we need to first of all product IDs, user IDs, and save for later. Let this product IDs from the product relation, user ID from the user relation, quantity and price, variation type options, and card. Later tags and we can use coupons, everything. Okay, now okay, fine, that's it. Later we will add these functions or features. Okay, and now it's fine. Then delivery charge, delivery IDs, and product that we can add to in the card. Now let's see this one. Okay, and then go to service to card, and let's make to the PSP artisan migrate. Okay, clear. This save item to database. So here we have to pass product ID, quantity, price, and option IDs. Otherwise, save to the cookies. This save item to cookies. Okay, and same product ID, quantity, and this one. Let's create two functions. Protected function create a save to the database, and another function protected function save to the cookies. Okay, yes, that is we need, and we don't return the value void. Okay, also we don't need return to void. Okay, we don't need return. So let's use this logic. First of all, user ID is equals to auth ID, right? That is auth ID, and let's keys are sort. This is a reverse sort to the option IDs. We have to values option ID sorting, key sort, and that means dot cart items, item is equals to cart model, right? Let's go to the cart model. Here we have to make a cart model protect it, guard it, right? So protect it, and dollar casts is equals to variation type option IDs in array. Okay, and that one. So this is it. I think this one. No, we have to string a pass. Okay, and after that finish, let's close this one. Yes, let's cart items. First of all, find where product id is equals to product id, and then where user id is equals to user id, right? So where another is product variation option IDs is equals to option IDs first, right? So if cart have already item exist, then we need to check if cart item have in the database. We have to cart item quantity and prices is saved, right? Cart item price is equals to price plus price. Product price. Why we have to price? I think only quantity we need to update. Okay, and then same on price. If new one, cart new, then user id is id, product id is product, quantity is quantity, price is price, variation types is variation types, and cart saved, right? Same on, let's go to the cookies. So first of all, let's get cart items from cookies. Okay, so if we get from the cookies, then we have to key sort option IDs, key add sort. Okay, not key sort, same we have to use key sort in the option ID, and let's cart item key is equals to product id dot underscore and JSON encode to option IDs, right? So if is set in the cart items is set. Okay, if is set, we have to pass quantity plus quantity, and item is equals to quantity, and then after that, and one more thing here is we need to cart items cart key is equals to 1, id is equals to unique id from this one for cart, and then product id is equals to product id, right? Then quantity option ids, okay, that one option ids, and price is equal to price. So let's make one more thing, cart get from the quantity, right? Get cart items from cookies, get cart items from cookies, right? So let's make this one public function get cart items from the cookies, right? So cart item has been okay. Get cart items from the cookies method. We need to cart items is equals to JSON input, no, decode cookie from the facade, get self cookie name. We have to define in the top, or we need to empty string as a array and return true, okay. And then card items return. Another is I need to here public function get cart items from database, right? So we have to get auth user id, cart items is equals to cart, where user id is equal to user id, and then get, and then mapper. We have to function to call back item, then return what we have to return from here, id from the item id. So product id, quantity, and option id from the creation type options, and then go to the array, don't this one, and return the cart items. That's it, right? And one other thing is set to the cookies. We have to add to cart, then we have to set here, right? Cookie and q q, okay, self cookie name, and then JSON decode, no, not decode, encode cart items, and this time is self cookie lifetime, right? And then we need to, this extra is removed. One more thing, cookies. So we have to make add to cart, save to database, save to cookies, get cards, get card items, right? And then now we need to remove cart items, update cart items, get cart items. We need to make everything, right? So let's first of all the update item quantity, okay. From the to cart, let's one more thing, public function update item quantity, right? So here int product id int quantity comma array option IDs in array. Then no need to this one, so this external API code no need. In product ID dollar is missing, same on the okay. If auth check update quantity to the database, update quantity to the cookies. All right, update item quantity in database, update quantity to database. Okay, let's protected function or public function. Okay. Okay, let's this one, remove item from the product ID and also item from the cart. Remove item from cart, right? So remove item from the database, remove item from the cookies. We need to product ID, option IDs. Option ID is okay. Let's go to the first of all this function, right? Public function is one to the yes, product ID in item ID, option ID, and let's to the user ID. Item ID in the database. Wait. Okay. First of all, we need to user ID, and then yes, gear sort this one, option IDs, and then dollar cart item is equals to cart where product ID same one, where user ID and variation option IDs is equals to option IDs. We are not saving in the JSON, so let's exit it, check. We will check later. Okay, if cart item is equals to our cart item quantity is equals to quantity and cart item shape. Okay, and that's it. Same function we need to cookies. This function public function, this one, let's make this is protected, also protected, update from the cookies, and product IDs quantities, and this one for the cookie we don't need. First of all, get cart items, number is get cart items from the cookies, right? then keyword sort option IDs, and then cart item key is equals to product id dot underscore dot JSON include option IDs. So if it's set option ID is equal to quantity ID, right? Or in this direct this one, right? So cart, if cart item is set, this cart item key, then cart items quantity pass to the this quantity, okay. And after that cookie q and self cookie name and JSON include cart items and then shelf life, right? Spelling mistakes, yes. Let's both function also. Protected function remove from the product ID and option IDs, and let's to the keyword sort this option IDs and cart where product ID variation option ID is found to delete. Same protected function remove function remove cookies, product IDs, get cart items key sort, alright, array key item making, and is set these items on set, then cookie set, right? And that is the fine. Let's make one function, public function clear cards. This function will be if auth sec cart where user ID delete q ID is equal to shelf cookie name is empty items, right? And that's the okay. And now we need to get cart items, okay. Main function is raised. Before this remove, we need to make public function get cart items, yet get cart items array return, okay. Let's this one try catch block, okay. If this cast items null, then we need to check if or check, okay. If items is equals to this get cart items from database, and else dollar cart items, so these cookies. Okay, then we have to get this cart items from the database, get cart items from the cookies, right? Already have. So after that I need to get product IDs. Okay, product IDs from the collect cart items map. What we have to function item, then item product ID. No, double arrow. Okay, yes, we get from the card product IDs and then get products from the product where in ID of product IDs with users user no need, because then get key by ID, that is we need. Okay, and then I need to card items, cart item data mpg. So let's make for each. Okay, for each what we have to cart items is cart item. From this cart item we get the product. Okay, product is equals to and data get dot products comma cart item product ID. Okay, this is product have or not existing or not. Some product in the cart items has been added, or some product has been deleted from the backend, so cart will be going to the error. So that time we have to filter this product is not product, products. Okay, yes, this products we are getting the cart item existing product with product existing in the database. If the product has been deleted by the admin panel but cart item has the existing this product, that time will be error, right? Because this product is not exist. So if not product, if not product, then continue. Okay, another going to the another looping and option, we need to option info is empty, options also variation type options, right? Variation type options where variation type variation option with variation type, okay, and wherein id cart item option IDs, if these IDs is existing in the variation type option IDs, then get by key, right, ID. So this option, after getting, I need to image URL null, okay, image URL null. So let's go to this option loop. We have cart items option IDs, loop is option IDs, and then get first of all same on products option data get options from dollar option ID, right? If option IDs, no need this one, this extra function is coming, right? So here we need to if image URL is empty, then we need to get image URL from the options, okay, options get first media URL images to small. So we are looping, if image is not set, we are getting the small images, right? So let's pass to the option information, option info is equals to id equals to option ID, and then name is equals to name, and then type option have a type, so option type is equals to option this variation type ID and variation type name, right? So after this finish, let's make cart item data, so product ID to ID cart item ID, then product ID is equals to getting product, yes, this product, and then product ID name of the product, name of the product, slug of the product, quantity from cart item quantity, description no need, price is a cart item price, then options is equals to option IDs is equals to cart item option IDs, right? So options is equals to option info, then image is equals to image URL if have image URL, otherwise product get first media URL from this mod, and that's it. Okay, and after that we have to close this one. Yes, then this is cast items from the cart item data, and then before cache we have to return cached items, and if throw exception throw to e, and log info error message, and return empty array, and log is equals to hazard log concatenate PSP EOL error trace string, and this one is the error. This is a get cars items. That is the card items. Okay, the video is too long. I will continue this video in the next session immediately. Okay, thank you, and subscribe to help for me. I will create a long project like this, and I will create other project also, and you have to query on the comment like this type of how you can any queries in the PHP Laravel, you can comment on section. I will immediately reply to you. Okay.